Carnatic Wars. The Carnatic Wars are very important, and these wars were fought between English and French powers supporting the native powers in India. So in this lesson we are going to study about the reasons for this Carnatic Wars. What was the first Carnatic War, then the second Carnatic War, and the third Carnatic Wars. This Carnatic means Karnataka, okay, present day Karnataka. But at that time the Karnataka was known as Carnatic. So the region was also very different. That's why I'm not mentioning as Karnataka but Carnatic. Okay, so let's see what were the reasons for this Carnatic Wars. So in the 18th century, 3 Carnatic Wars were fought between various Indian rulers and British and French East India Company on either side. So what happened? Various Indian powers were there, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this power and this power, 2 are Indian. Now one power is supported by French, then other power is supported by English. Okay, both of them are rival of each other and they are supporting this power, and these French are supporting this power. So these are Indian powers. Okay, this is Indian, and now English are supporting this Indian power and French are supporting this Indian power, and again there is battle supported by English on either side and French on either side. Okay, so this wars resulted in establishment of political supremacy of British East India Company, and French were completely destroyed by the end of the third Carnatic War. Okay, so the French company was reduced in the areas around Pondicherry only. So the commercial and maritime rivalry between France and England. So as we have seen, France and England were two parties in this war, and the main reason was commercial and maritime rivalry between France and England was the primary reason behind this wars. So the entire South India was divided into minor Rajas, Nawabs and petty chieftains who fought with each other for supremacy. So as we have seen, the small Indian powers, okay, small Indian powers like this may be a Raja or a Nawab or a small chieftain, again this may be a Raja, Nawab or small chieftain, and they are fighting with each other for supremacy, and one power is supporting this one and the next power is supporting this one, and there are wars. So British and French took opposite sides to support these rivals and increase their own dominance. Okay, so let's study the first Carnatic War. So under the influence of Austrian War of Succession. Now remember, this Austrian War of Succession was going on in Europe, and both English and French companies come to conflict in India. Now this war, Austrian War of Succession, the France and England are fighting in Europe, and here in India the French East India Company and English East India Company are fighting in India. Okay, so the Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle in 1748 brought Austrian War of Succession to end. So this war was brought to end by this treaty. Now remember the name of the treaty, Aix-la-Chapelle. You may get a question on this. This treaty ended which war? This Aix-la-Chapelle treaty ended Austrian War of Succession. Remember this thing, okay? In 1748. So according to this treaty, the English got back Madras and French got back Louisbourg region in North America. Okay, so this is the image of Austrian War of Succession, which was fought in Europe. Remember this. and it influenced war in India. Okay, so what is the summary of the first war, was first Carnatic War? It was fought between English and French forces, and who was involved in this war? So Joseph Francois Dupleix, he was from the side of French. He was a French governor general, and Major Stringer Lawrence, he was from the side of Britishers, and Anwaruddin Khan, he was Nawab of Carnatic. So French and English fighting in India in the first war of Carnatic in 1746 to 1748, where in the Carnatic region in southern India, and result was inconclusive. Why? Because there was a treaty in Europe. So again there was a second Carnatic War. So the conflict began with the issue of disputed succession to the throne of Hyderabad and Carnatic. Now there was a fight for a throne. It was not decided who will sit on the throne of Hyderabad and Carnatic, and this gave an opportunity to the European powers, mainly French and English. Okay, French and English, they saw the French supported one party, English supported one party. So the two companies supported the rival candidates for the Nawabship of Carnatic, and the French supported Chanda Sahib and English supported Muhammad Ali, and they said you fight and we will support to you, and we will give our military force to fight for you, and you go and fight. Okay, so in this way the second Carnatic War started. So this is the siege of Arcot. Arcot is near Carnatic. So in the war that followed, the French were defeated. Okay, and the Chanda Sahib was beheaded. The English East India Company was successful in the second Carnatic War, and the peace treaty concluded between English and French, and Muhammad Ali, who was actually supported by English East India Company, was recognized as the Nawab of Carnatic. And the French disaster in the second Carnatic War sealed the fate of Dupleix. Dupleix was the Governor General of French in India. He was a very clever man, but he lost this second Carnatic War, and by this the government in France, they got agitated and they called back Dupleix. They said that you have lost the second Carnatic War, you come back, you cannot do anything in India, you are good for nothing. And they called back Dupleix, and in place of Dupleix they sent Godeu. So Godeu replaced Dupleix as the Governor General of the French possession in India. But this was a big mistake which was done by the French government by calling Dupleix back, because Dupleix was a very clever man, though he lost the second Carnatic War, but he was a able administrator and he had a good experience in India. He knew what to do and what not to do in India, and what is the weakness of Indian people and what is the weakness of the English East India Company. He was well acquainted with all these things. But when British government called back Dupleix, it was a big disaster for them, and they realized it very late. But there was no use of this realization because time has passed away. So here the Muhammad Ali, Nawab of Carnatic, who was supported by English East India Company and was recognized as Nawab of Carnatic. So in the summary of the second Carnatic War was fought between different claimants to the post of Nizam of Hyderabad and Nawab of Carnatic, each claimant being supported either by British or by the French. Okay, so people involved were Muhammad Ali on one side, Chanda Sahib on other side. Chanda Sahib was beheaded, and this fight was for the Nawabship of Carnatic or Arcot. And again Muzaffar Jung and Nasir Jung for the fight of Nizam of Hyderabad. Okay, so it was 1749, 1754, where in Carnatic region in southern India, and the result was Muzaffar Jung became Hyderabad's Nizam with the help of East India Company, English East India Company, and Muhammad Ali became the Nawab of the Carnatic by the support of English East India Company, EIC, short form of English East India Company. Okay, so again there was a third Carnatic War. So the final phase of the Anglo-French conflict started in 1756 when the 7 Years' War broke out in Europe. So the 7 Years' War broke out in Europe between England and France, and the French army under Count de Lally, who was a French governor general, captured Fort Saint David. And after the series of conflicts, the English army under General Eyre-Coote decisively defeated the French forces at Vandivash, a fort in the Carnatic state, on 22nd January 1760. So remember, if the France and England were fighting in Europe, the French East India Company and English East India Company, they also started to fight in India. Means whenever there was a war in England between these two nations, there was a war in India also between these two East India Companies. So in this way, so in the Battle of Vandivash, okay, so in the Battle of Vandivash, the French were defeated by English. Battle of Vandivash. Remember this thing, this may be a question. Actually this has been a question several times in our exams, so this may be repeated again. So remember this thing, Battle of Vandivash fought between French on one side and English on the other side, and French were defeated by the English. Okay, French were defeated by the English East India Company. Okay, in the Battle of Vandivash in 1760. So the war came to an end with the termination of hostilities in Europe. So when there was treaty in Europe, the war came to an end. So the Treaty of Paris brought 7 years war to an end. Now the Treaty of Paris is very important. Remember this treaty, the name of the treaty. You should remember the names of the treaty and why was that treaty done. So the Treaty of Paris was done to end the 7 Years' War. The Treaty of Paris ended the 7 Years' War. Okay, so according to this treaty, Pondicherry and some other French settlements were returned to the French. So is the Treaty of Paris. Remember, Treaty of Paris ended 7 Years' War. So in this way, the French power was reduced to only Pondicherry and the area around Pondicherry. Okay, so the French lost all their positions except Pondicherry. So the summary of Third Carnatic War is fought between French and the British. Okay, it was fought between French and British. Actually the whole 3 wars were fought between French and British only, supporting the either side. Okay, so fought between the French and British. Then people involved were Count de Lally and British Lieutenant General Sir Eyre-Coote in 1758 to 1763, and were in Carnatic in South India. And result was British victory, and this brought to end the French power in India. Okay, So that's all about the Carnatic wars in India. So in our next lesson we will see that now the the English actually. So English East India Company, I will say English East India Company, EIC. So the English East India Company became powerful after the Battle of Vandivash. It was the single powerful uh, trading company in India, and the way was clear for its expansion in India. So we will see in next lesson the British conquest of Bengal. How did the Britishers conquered Bengal and slowly and steadily conquered India? So in our next lesson we will study about that. So stay tuned.